Now, I would call her up here to come and speak, but then I think I'd have to sleep on the couch tonight, so I'll leave her alone.
Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, chosen to be Donald Trump's running mate for the Republican Party, really said it.
And I got to tell you, I can't wait to debate the guy. That is, if he's willing to get off the couch and show up. So, you see what I did there?
His counterpart, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, is showing enthusiasm that has been sorely missed and quite honestly needed.
A little bit different here. You've been criticized as being a little too serious, maybe angry sometimes. What makes you smile? What makes you happy?
Well, I smile at a lot of things, including bogus questions from the media, man. I mean, look, I think if you watch a full speech that I give, I actually am having a good time out here and I'm enjoying this. But look, sometimes you got to take the good with the bad. And right now, I am angry.
Vance, an unenthusiastic politician, is given a layup and forces a turnover. Meanwhile,
but when we wanted to have children, we went through years of fertility treatment. And I remember it was like it was yesterday, just waiting for good news. And then the phone would ring and you would be tensed up. And then you would hear that the treatments had failed. It would blot out the sun that you just wanted something so beautiful and so simple to have a child. And then one day, and it wasn't by chance, when that news came and we welcomed our daughter into the world, we named her Hope. We named her Hope. I'm not crying, you're crying, so.
These are polar opposites in candidates, and you could hear it through the passion and care on one side of the aisle.
Hi, Minnesota. Governor Walz here, along with
Hope.
We're making sure we remind all of you hands-free driving starts on the 1st of August. We want to make sure our teen drivers are not texting and...
No. I think it's actually mostly bald men.
Cut. Hey, Minnesota, Governor Tim Walz here. Governor Walz here trying to get rid of a child for anyone.
In addition, the less tense, easygoing nature is on one side as well.
Old saying in politics that what can swing undecided voters in a place like Wisconsin is whether you seem like somebody they would like to have a beer with.
Yeah.
Why would people in Wisconsin want to have a beer with you?
Well, I guess they'd want to have a beer with me because I actually do like to drink beer. And
the absolute train wreck of this VP pick is playing out each and every time he meets the media. On the flip side,
were you a position coach, offensive guy,
I was a defensive coordinator.
Okay. What'd you run?
Yeah, we ran a 4-4.
Okay.
We red guards at the time. I had really good athletes and good linebackers.
How are your corners?
They were good. That was an age when I was coaching that, it was unusual to see a 2,500 to 3,000 yard passer on the other side, but it was starting to come along.
So they were running the ball a lot.
Yeah. In high school, if you pull a guard, it pretty much know where the ball's going. And
Yes.
if you can teach kids to do that.
Like student body right, student body left, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Everyone is tuning out.
Thank you for not allowing the yearbook to close on this chapter of my life. So look, I did 24 years in the military. I was teaching, and then I started running for Congress. I'm absolutely convinced, and people have told me this, no, it's because you won that state championship. When I took the job, they said, well, we're kind of struggling. We were 0-27. But I had some other coaches I worked with who were great guys, and we said, this is nonsense. Let's just turn this thing around. 3 years later, state champion. Now they're the state powerhouse.
You guys went from 0-27 to state champs in 3 years?
Yeah.
Not only would I want to have a beer with him, I'd want to talk ball with him.
These are weird people on the other side. They want to take books away. They want to be in your exam room. That's what it comes down to. And don't, get sugarcoating this. These are weird ideas. Listen to them speak. Listen how they talk about things.
He's not wrong.
Guys, how are you? Hi. So I know you're covering the vice president here. I figured I'd come by and one, just get a good look at the plane. Hopefully it's going to be my plane in a few months. But I also thought you guys might get lonely because the vice president doesn't answer questions from reporters and hasn't for 17 days.
Have they given you guys an explanation for why she won't take questions from reporters? No? Nobody? Okay, great.
If one thing is clear, it's this. J.D. Vance is not beating the weird allegations.
It is the weirdest thing to me. Democrats say that it is racist to believe, well, they say it's racist to do anything. I had a Diet Mountain Dew yesterday and one today. I'm sure they're going to call that racist too, but it's good. I love you guys. But
Nor is he beating the cringe allegations. That's actually not an allegation. It's a fact.
And for one thing, don't ever shy away from our progressive values. One person's socialism is another person's neighborliness. Just do the damn work. So I got to tell you, when I see this, it lifts me up. I'm inspired. I see it. Again, anti-Tommy Tuberville, this is the first day of football. We're all in this. We're all undefeated. We got an opportunity on this. I want to be standing in that day in November when we're playing for the big one, and I'll take us. I keep talking about this idea. You're right. These guys are the anti-freedoms. I grew up in a small town, 400 people, 24 kids in the class, 12 cousins. And I hear J.D. Vance trying to talk about what a small town is. There's one golden rule in a small town. Those of you who are from a small town, mind your own damn business. We don't need it. I don't know who's asking for this crazy stuff that they're pushing. Who's asking to ban birth control? Who's asking to raise the price of insulin? I'm a Legion Club member, and none of the dudes there are asking to cut veterans benefits like Project 2025 does. So look, that's not where folks are at. I represented a rural district. Donald Trump won it by 15 points in 2016 when I won. Those are folks that want a fair shot. We need to point out to this. The reason rural America hurts is because robber barons like these guys have come in there. These are the guys that take money out of our public schools for private schools to give vouchers to people already going to private school. They undermine the basic social safety net that makes this country great.
It's next to impossible to not get behind this message because, quite simply, it's a winning one. Before we get into it, if you can, please do subscribe to the channel. We are close to 1 million. And if you can, hit the join button to support us. Additionally, you can go to tyt.com/join. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Here's what I will say. As someone who was short and bullied and treated like the lesser throughout my high school years, I would venture to say that young Ricky needed someone like this. And I think what this shows is, do you trust a man in J.D. Vance who believes in Christian nationalism? You're free to practice whatever you want. I don't really care. But do you believe that because you feel your religion is superior in a country where literally the founders said you can practice what you want? Do you believe that J.D. Vance should be in this position to tell people to have kids, that we need school prayer, that he is completely morally bankrupt as he is funded by venture capitalists like Peter Thiel and David Sachs? And then you have another guy who doesn't own a single stock, who is protecting trans youth, who is protecting LGBTQ plus youth as a whole, who has proven for years upon years upon years to be doing the right thing. I don't know how this is even up for debate at this point. I understand that there are many in the conservative right who view this as we have to ride with JD and we have to ride with Trump because they represent us. They don't represent you. Kamala Harris and Governor Walz, Tim Walz, represent more of you than you think. These are the folks on the right that are the presidential nominee along with his VP pick, weird pick, that don't care about you. They don't care about your rights. They don't care about anything other than you being a body as a member of the working class so they could strip your rights, take more of your paycheck, and give it to their trust fund daddies. That's all this is. Like, it is mind-numbing to hear how they are just trying to get in and coddle the most extremist religious people when the other side doesn't care what you do. It's all about, hey, You want to practice that? Practice it. But also have some respect for other people who don't practice it. That's all it is. It's mind-numbing stupidity. It's insane that we are here at this point. I understand the polls are saying that, one party is breaking away. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it when there are these false state electors that are being inserted to disrupt the 2024 election, not to mention other adversaries who want a certain Manchurian candidate there. Like, it is just so blatantly obvious, and the most frustrating part is so many don't see it.